Jimmy!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the NCCX Gibsonville 2024. We are going to jump right into this thing. And I get a terrible start. The USAC official gave this like weird, like ready, set, go, like unconventional start whistle. I was down there looking at my GoPro, looking at my feet. And I didn't get a call up because it's the first race of the season, and I don't race cross. So I have 0 points. We are doing the Cat 4 race. Again, we're here in Gibsonville, North Carolina. You can see there's already a junior way up the road. This first section of the course is super off-camber and technical. I get dive bombed on the inside, and it's just super congested. I end up having to jump off my bike, run back down. My pedal gets caught on the post right there, whips around. I am not very good at jumping back on my bike. I'm trying to figure all this out as I go along here. Here's my teammate Logan. Even though we're teammates, we're wearing the same kit, I'm definitely trying to beat his butt today. He's actually riding a gravel bike, which is pretty funny. If anybody's ever tried to race cross on a gravel bike, it is extremely hard. I do not recommend doing it. The bottom bracket is way too low, and for all these upcoming off-camber straightaways and turns, you're going to definitely pedal strike and have a bad time. So the course, just want to give you guys a first lap preview. So that's all we'll be riding along with. Today's the first lap, and I'll do that for the rest of the season as much as I can, and whenever I can record stuff. I really enjoyed all these switchbacks in the off-camber turns. Super fun, but in a race they're extremely hard. And if you're slow like me, or like even like this guy, just dropping a foot down just to kind of just be safe, you just get gapped immediately. And I'm racing against a lot of super fast juniors that have come up mountain biking, whereas I'm like the polar opposite. I'm going from a crit background to trying to do cross, so definitely out of my element here. Watch the rider up here in the pink. Slides out right there. That's our buddy Shannon. He ended up burping his front tire and had to DNF, which is not fun. Super bummed, but he ended up getting in the next race, so stoked for Shannon to get back out there and so we can race some more. So we finally got through this first super technical start. I mean, like the first half of this course is so technical with just so many switchbacks and off-camber turns that I'm just gapped huge. So coming back over to what I consider just like the middle section of the course, it's a lot more flat. You can see all the party tents and heckling zone coming up here on the right, and then we're about to make this 180 to go into the barriers. I cannot jump the barriers. I've practiced already a couple times on my own. We have some set up here in Charlotte where I can practice on, and I've already gone over the handlebars numerous times. So not confident enough yet to jump in and go over the barriers. So I'm chasing down my buddy George right here, coming through this middle section of the course. I enjoyed this part way better. The turns are way wider. Even though you have some like little run-ups and some steep stuff, this is way more my style, where I can keep a little bit more speed and use my power to kind of gain some spots here.
Thanks, George.
George let me go through, really appreciate that. So I can go chase down some junior riders. And you can see, like, look ahead of me, you can't even see anybody in front of me now. We're kind of going into I would say like the back half of the course now. This is really misleading right here. This is a uphill in grass, and it's super rutted out, so it's so hard to keep momentum coming up through there. We hit one little section of I consider like double track or single track right through here. Super fun and flowy. There's a couple routes you have to look out for. Rocking the chest cam today. Little stabilization does great, but my arms on the left and right are like a little bit annoying because the stabilization doesn't catch those. Jump out of the double track onto some double track gravel. So this right side was a lot smoother for the first half of it, and then you kind of get up the hill right here, and both sides became really chunky. So you either wanted to like take one side or the other for the gravel to kind of like smooth out a little bit. And then we're into this huge just switchback section on top of this hill. You can see a couple riders in front of me. Most of the riders that are in the top podium spots are juniors. They're like, I kid you not, they're like 13 or 14, really fast and good at handling their bikes. So that's what you need to cross. But these open and wide corners were super beneficial to me to make it to where I could make up some time. Like this fun right-hander. It's kind of like off camber slightly, and it was like a slightly loose. You had to it definitely had a speed limit. And then we jump onto some really short, just like single track-esque type line right here. Some roots and stuff in the way. Coming up on this junior rider right here.
Come on, dude.
I'm heckling him a little bit, trying to break his concentration. He definitely responds, so perfect timing. He's over here talking to me, so I'm just going to stay on the gas to get around him. Cool little like carousel effect right there around the tree, kind of like a smaller carousel. I believe that's a term, a cyclocross term for like how the course is designed. It's like you like spin around on yourself. This section right here was really, really tough. It seemed like you could like rip it pretty fast, but then it was just like the grip for me and my skill level was just kind of tough to maintain some momentum right here. But I really enjoyed the back half of this course. It's super fun. Again, some more like wide open turns. And if you look in the front cam now, like, yeah, I'm gapped really bad. I don't think I make up any more positions from this race. I think I'm in 5th right now, and I don't make up any more positions. I might get one more guy. Really fun off-camber turns right up through here. You can hear me breathing. I'm hoping you can hear me breathing in the camera. I'm like gasping for air, dude. My average heart rate was like 185 for 30 minutes. All right, so this is super fun. You want to take that line really wide, come around the left side of the tree. It was muddy in the beginning part of the day, and then later we're racing at like 140, so the ground started to dry out, so it became a lot easier to ride. But if you kind of just kept your momentum and went on the low line and went way to the left, you could come around that side of the tree. Now we're in an open section, and this is where I was, we're still on the first lap, so I was trying my best to kind of like keep as much speed and momentum as I could to kind of rip through this field. But there's so many just like potholes and ruts in this field. That's what I believe is like the main difference between like US courses and maybe some overseas courses is like the fields we have to ride through are just not as well groomed or maintained for cross racing. Whereas like overseas, that I believe they have like dedicated fields and courses and stuff over there where like you're not going to run into some like gopher hole. But all right, y'all, there is the finish of the first lap. We'll keep riding along just for a couple more minutes so you guys can see how I ride through the first part of the course, since I had to run it at the beginning of the race. But again, yeah, I think I averaged, or my normalized, like 210 for this race. And then my average heart rate, again, was like 185 for 30 minutes. I ended up doing 2 races this day, and it was the same for both races, like 185 average. So I was freaking on the rivet. So here's an idea how to take this first section of the course. If you guys ever want to come out here and do Gibsonville, I know they change the course from time to time, and they change it up slightly in different sections year to year. But hope you guys enjoyed the course preview and like me breathing out of my ears. Appreciate y'all watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Do something cool.
Oh, was that cool?
That was pretty cool.